Have you ever missed the last train home? What if the last train home never stopped? Let's travel back to Seoul, South Korea. July 4th, 2016. The city is sleeping. The subway lines are dark. It's 1:21 in the morning, long after the final service has ended for the night. Yet, deep within the tunnels of the city's sprawling metro system, a single train is moving. Silently, persistently, it glides through the darkness, its lights flickering in the empty stations it passes. There's just one problem. There is no driver on record. The operator's cabin is empty. The train is running on its own. This isn't just a ghost story whispered among late-night commuters. It's a documented anomaly that left transportation officials scrambling for an explanation. The train's GPS transponder was active, pinging its location as it traveled its route, but no scheduled service matched its movements. Control center logs showed no active driver assigned to that unit. It was a ghost on the rails, a rogue machine navigating the labyrinthine underground of one of the world's busiest cities. The official report would later cite a system glitch, a brief, unexplained electrical surge that triggered the train's automated systems. But those who know the full story, they aren't so sure. Because the most chilling part of this incident wasn't the train itself. It was the frantic calls that began trickling into the emergency services around the same time. A handful of people, all in different parts of the city, reported the same disorienting experience. They remembered feeling tired, heading home late. They remembered the familiar chime of the subway doors, the rumble of the car, the feeling of sitting down on the cool plastic seats. They recalled boarding the train, but none of them remembered getting off. They just woke up. Some were in their own beds, fully clothed. Others were on park benches, miles from their intended destination, with no memory of how they got there. Their subway passes showed a recent entry scan, but no exit. It was as if a piece of their night had been completely erased. Investigators were baffled. How could multiple, unconnected individuals share such a specific, bizarre form of amnesia? They were all convinced they had taken the subway. They described the car, the route, the feeling of the journey. One woman, a university student, tearfully told police she remembered seeing other people on the train with her, their heads bowed as if asleep. A salaryman recalled the advertisements inside the car, the same ones he saw every day. Their stories were vivid, detailed, and utterly impossible. According to official records, they couldn't have been on that train. There were no trains running for them to board. Desperate for answers, authorities turned to the one silent witness that sees all, the security cameras. They pulled footage from every station the rogue train had passed through. Station by station, hour by hour, they watched the grainy, black and white feeds. And that's when the story went from a technical mystery to something much, much darker. The footage confirmed the impossible. At 1:21 a.m., the train did indeed glide into a deserted platform. The doors slid open to the empty station, waited for a moment, and then slid shut again before the train moved on. But the cameras saw something else. Something that wasn't in the official report. Something that officials have, to this day, refused to publicly acknowledge. As the train pulled away from the platform, inside the brightly lit cars, the security cameras captured figures. They weren't clear, more like smudges on the lens or tricks of the light. But they were there. Dark shapes, sitting perfectly upright in the seats. They were the size and form of human beings, but they had no features, no clothes, no discernible details. They were just shadows. Shadows sitting where the confused passengers remembered being. The footage was reviewed by multiple experts. They enhanced it, stabilized it, looked at it from every conceivable angle. The conclusion was always the same. The train wasn't empty, it was full of shadows. And as the train passed through station after station, the number of shadows didn't change. No one got on, and no one got off. So what happened on July 4, 2016? Was it a mass delusion, a shared dream, or did a handful of exhausted commuters accidentally board a train that wasn't meant for them? A train that runs on a different schedule, with a destination not listed on any map. The official story is a system malfunction, a computer error. But the witnesses, the ones who lost a piece of their night, they tell a different story. They talk about a coldness on the train that had nothing to do with the air conditioning. They remember a profound sense of loneliness, even when they felt they were surrounded by other passengers. They remember the feeling of being taken. It brings to mind an old, unsettling piece of folklore, a warning passed down by railroad workers for generations. They say you must be careful on the platforms late at night, because some trains aren't there to take you somewhere. They're there to take you away. They ferry lost souls, the forgotten, the ones who have slipped through the cracks of the waking world. And if you're not careful, if you're too tired or too lost in your own thoughts, you might just step onto one by mistake. You might get your ride, but you won't remember the journey. And you might not be the same person who gets off. The Seoul ghost train of 2016 remains an unsolved anomaly, a footnote in the city's transit history. But for those who were there, and for those who saw the tapes, it's a chilling reminder that not all who wander are lost, but some who ride are. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoy exploring these strange and mysterious events, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from the shadows. Stay safe, and always check your final destination.